Hello and welcome back to the KCC channel. I'm Rob and I hope you're having a wonderful day today. We're gonna jump into the IDontWorkHereLady subreddit. Our first story comes to us from Elephant Explosion. Ew. Just because I'm putting something on a shelf does not mean I work here. Let's jump right in. I was just doing some shopping after I dropped my boyfriend off at work, had to pick up the usual groceries and such, nothing big. I decided to look at some cups and plates since my boyfriend and I just moved into a new apartment probably about a month ago and we don't have a ton of kitchen stuff. I put in my cart some plates, cups, bowls that were all gray because I don't like the other colors. But then I noticed that after I had walked a little bit down the aisle, there were kitchen things that were in a color I liked more, in a muted blue color. So I decided to go back, take the stuff I had put in my cart, and put it back where I got it, so that I could go grab the other things that I saw that I liked better. While I was putting the stuff back on the shelf, someone stands uncomfortably close to me. So I try to hurry up thinking that they want to look at something I'm blocking, and I don't really like being rude to people cause I know I hate it when people do that to me. I hurry and put the stuff on the shelf. I go to walk away to the other stuff that I was going to get in place of what I had just put back on the shelf, and then I hear the woman start walking towards me. I don't really think much of it cause maybe she decided not to get the thing that she was looking at where I had been over there, and maybe she saw something else and was going towards that. She kept walking uncomfortably close to me, then eventually she loudly said, mind you, she pulled her mask down to talk to me, and in my area we are supposed to wear masks literally everywhere. So you're just going to walk away? I was waiting to talk to you. I just kinda stopped and glanced at her. Huh? She made sure to pull her mask all the way down to her chin. Do they pay you to be this stupid? Do they pay you to stand there and look like an idiot? Maybe that's why the store is so horrible. Maybe that's why it's so dirty. Maybe that's why nothing is ever right about the store, because they hire slackjaw idiots like you that just mumble noises at their customers instead of actually helping them. What the actual F are you on about, lady? I just start walking away. I don't know what her problem is. Maybe she's having a bad day. Maybe she has a mental illness. I don't know, but it's not my problem. I hear her take a few loud, quick steps toward me, like she's going to grab me or something. I'm over here thinking this woman just either had some drugs hit her real hard, or she is bipolar or something. Mind you, there have been people that have overdosed in the bathrooms at this store before, so hurting on drugs would not be unreasonable. I move out of the way, not really caring about the cups I wanted anymore, and I go into another aisle, cause I'm not having this today. If this is going to be what it takes to get those cups, I don't want them. I legitimately don't. Unfortunately, she follows me into the other aisle. What do you think you're doing? Why aren't you helping me? Because I don't know how to help somebody who's on whatever kind of drugs you're on, lady. What? Drugs? You're gonna talk to a customer like that after running off? You stupid little hoe. I don't care if you're a customer or the Pope's grandmother. Leave me the hell alone, you psycho. I'm about to call the cops. Go ahead, call them, and I'll tell them that you're not helping me. Whatever, leave me alone. I start walking away cause yeah, I'm not dealing with whatever her problem is because it's not my problem. F you, ho, I'm gonna go get a manager. You do that, I yell as I'm walking away. I decided to leave the area and go pick up some other stuff that I wanted, and that I was just going to come back to those cups later because I really wanted them, but I figure after a good little bit she'd be gone. So here I am putting the cups and the bowls and stuff into my cart. This lady walks over with a manager. There she is. There's a stupid little hoe that wouldn't help me. She doesn't work here. Oh my god, y'all need to stop playing. Y'all need to stop lying. She was putting stuff on the shelf. She works here, oh my god. No, she doesn't. She hasn't worked here in over 2 years. I grinned at the manager because little did this lady know I knew this manager, and this manager remembers whenever I used to work in the store 2 years ago and that I hadn't worked there in 2 years. Oh my god, I'ma call your corporate. I'ma get y'all fired. No one can tell me where the hell the mother effing Doritos are. Manager tells her the exact aisle on the opposite side of the store that the Doritos are in. Oh my god, finally. She storms off to go get her Doritos, I guess. You know, that was the first time she actually mentioned that she wanted Doritos. Why am I not surprised? I'm going to lunch. I do not have the energy to deal with anything else right now. I hope you found your Doritos, crazy lady that was screaming at me and chasing me in the store. She didn't even ask me where the Doritos were. If she would have asked me where the Doritos were, I would have legitimately told her. I have no clue why she was in the house goods section on the other side of the store looking for Doritos. As mentioned in the comments, the best response to the question, "Did they pay you to be this stupid? Do they pay you to stand there and look like an idiot?" was, "Yes, ma'am, that is exactly what they pay me for. Now go away so I can do that." Do me a quick favor, take a look down below the video. If that subscribe button's still red, it means you're not actually subscribed to the KCC channel. Please hit that subscribe button for more daily Reddit stories. Our second story today comes to us from Little Wiccan. This is a little bit of a twist. New manager judges someone on how they look, and the unexpected ending. Let's jump right in. This actually happened to a friend of mine's stepfather. The woman in the story is a wonderful, down-to-earth woman who just so happens to be extremely wealthy and owns a lot of local businesses and has a heavy involvement in them. However, doesn't dress like she has money. Pam was out and about one day shopping and had been killing time before an important business meeting and decided to head inside early. Pam had walked in to speak to old manager about the yearly takings and new hires, new manager incoming. She was dressed down as usual, however, her hair, occasional makeup were always impeccable. Plus, the huge diamond stud in her ear should have been a huge giveaway. New manager was a new hire and had, in the interviews, and seemed on paper a perfect fit, apart from thinking a little too highly of herself and slightly snooty attitude. However, this was common for this area and the younger generation. So old manager decided to give her a go and hired her. So Pam walks in early for the meeting and begins browsing, like she always does, taking in the aesthetics of the shop, the atmosphere, etc., just waiting for old manager. New manager sees this and gives Pam a dirty side-eye glance. Pam is checking prices, moving items back to where they should be, etc., and obviously new manager finds this strange. New manager runs over looking annoyed, shouting at Pam to stop touching the product, that they are obviously well out of her price range, and they do not allow people in to just browse. She rips the product out of Pam's hands, insisting that she should not be in the store. She is definitely not the type of client they cater for, and she must leave. "You're putting off real customers," she said. Pam just stares at new manager, wide-eyed and open-mouthed, while new manager is attempting to hustle Pam towards the outside door. Pam, without saying a word, shoves off new manager and storms past her, through the back and into the back office. New manager runs after her, screaming that she definitely can't be back there and that if she doesn't leave, she will call the police and she, Pam, will be arrested. At this point, other staff members, some who know Pam, have tried explaining to new manager but can't over her screaming. And customers are standing just watching all this unfold. When new manager makes it into the office, she finds Pam on the office phone just starting a conversation. New manager screams again that she, Pam, cannot be back here, all the while grabbing for the office phone. A few moments later, old manager rushes into the back office, mobile phone in hand and a shocked expression on her face. New manager doesn't see this and again screams at Pam that she can't be back here and that she, new manager, is going to call the police and have her, Pam, arrested. Pam has had enough now and shouts, "What, you'll have me arrested from a store that I own?" Pam attempts to shout over new manager screaming. She hadn't noticed old manager run in, went as follows. "Old manager, can you please calm this girl down? Explain to her who I am, why I am here, and please tell me what in the world you were thinking when you took her on?" With this, new manager suddenly pipes down and looks round. She heard what Pam had said, but it obviously took a few minutes to process. Old manager is standing open-mouthed like a goldfish gasping for air, while Pam, as cool as a cucumber, turns to make herself a coffee. Old manager suddenly remembers how to breathe and speak and chokes out, "New manager, this is Pam, our owner and landlord. This whole row of shops belongs to her, and she has come in today to go over the yearly takings and to help me review the new hires we've taken on." Pam has a very active role in her business. Although she is not always seen by all staff, she is heavily involved in everything that is done and every decision made. This makes her a great owner and businesswoman, as she knows everything that goes on within her companies and she is always fair. Now it was new manager's turn to be wide-eyed and open-mouthed. Pam sat down in the office chair, coffee in hand, and smiled at old manager. "Come sit," she said to old manager and patted a chair next to her. "I think we will start with new manager's review first. Don't you think, old manager?" Now, Pam was never a lady to raise her voice. To be honest, she didn't need to. When she spoke, there was a certain air of authority about her, usually twinged with a kindness and smiles. Not today, however. Pam simply explained that the one thing she hated most in this world was being treated differently. To her, it didn't matter if you had but a penny or £1,000,000. She would still treat you the same. That was the motto of her business, and this girl had gone against everything she believed in. Everything her and her husband had worked so hard for all these years. This was truly unacceptable and would not be tolerated. Who knows how many potential customers she had chased away just because of how they look. So it's safe to say new manager lost her job, and after everyone in the community had heard about who she was, what she had done, and how she had treated Pam, no one wanted to employ her as a manager or anything else. Yes, Pam and her husband were extremely wealthy, but it was all hard work and effort that got them there, and they would never have done it without the people who had been there for them when they started out with nothing. They never forgot who they were or where they came from, and always treated everyone they met with kindness and compassion. Ah yes, a perfect example of do not ever judge a book by its cover. This story would fit very well into two other subreddits as well, r/IDoWorkHereLady and r/Don'tYouKnowWhoIam. Maybe we should cover them in another video. Our last story today comes to us from That Calamity There. I don't work here, but I know the answers. Let's jump right in. A couple towns away from my current residence, while running errands, I came across this massive Joann fabric. It was very conveniently located right next to the store I was needing to pick something up from. So, being the crafty nerd that I am, I couldn't resist venturing inside this behemoth of a hobby house. I wandered a bit aimlessly, dazed by all the ooh shiny moments I was having when I found myself in front of a clearance section in the back. As I admired how even their clearance section was delightfully organized, I saw someone approach me from an adjacent aisle out of the corner of my eye. "Excuse me, but do you have any idea how to find the price on this? There are so many stickers, but none of them have the price." I turned to find a woman in her 50s with graying blonde, bobbed hair, staring at me plaintively, clutching a large box of glass mason jars to her chest. Her tone of voice suggested that she didn't actually think I worked there, but it was obvious her confused frustration had her vocally reaching out to the nearest person in the vicinity. She might have just been looking for someone to commiserate with her about the confusing number of barcodes this single box had been slathered with, but she lucked out. I had worked for several years at a big box craft store in days of yore and had the answers she needed. I recognized those tricksy shipping barcodes, bane of all new retail employees just trying to find the right darn barcode to scan. I pointed out the small one on the bottom corner of the box, printed on the cardboard beneath the plastic wrap. Well, that's the one they'll need to scan, but the unspoken words of "there's no price near it" hung in the air as she turned to where she had found the box. I noted that all of the pricing stickers usually placed on the shelves beneath various items had been removed, so there was genuinely no hint as to the possible cost of any of the items on that aisle. But then I remembered a price scanner I had seen a couple aisles away next to the ribbon. I literally had the thought, a price scanner, neat, as it flashed red in my eyes from being placed rather oddly high on a pole. I conveyed as much to the woman about there being a price scanner nearby, not that it so scandalously flashed me, and proceeded to hunt down the ribbon aisle while she followed me. I gave myself a mental high five for remembering the location correctly and showed her how to use the scanner. $15.99. She looked crestfallen. "That's a bit much. I guess I'll go put this back." As she turned to leave, I pulled out my phone. "Do you have their app? They might have a good coupon going on. Not sponsored, I swear." She stopped, acknowledged my comment with a hopeful tone, and began trying to dig her phone out of her pocket while I pulled up the app. I scrolled through the coupons and found a lovely little 50% off coupon. I showed her my phone screen. I watched as mental calculations occurred, and then her face became bright with happiness. "I'm gonna go get a bigger box. Thank you so much." She enthusiastically called over her shoulder as she hurried back to the bulk jar section. I might have been a little bit ridiculous after that, strolling out of there like I was king, thinking I made them a sale and I don't even work here. They should just hire me now. I do really well here. I know most of the— oh snap, is that 60% off? And that was my rather undramatic I don't work here lady experience. Might be a bit boring, but it made me really freaking happy to make someone else happy. And you guys don't seem to get much of that on this subreddit. The like all parties satisfied type of thing, I mean. Ah yes, a reminder that kindness is like manure. Spread that stuff everywhere and watch the happiness grow. It's a great saying, especially since it takes into account that the initial spreading of kindness can sometimes be a stinky task, but the long-term benefits outweigh the initial discomfort. We need more stories where everybody comes out happy. Thank you to all 3 OPs for posting their stories in the IDontWorkHereLady subreddit. They are linked in the description down below. Please go check them out. Check out one of these other videos, and if you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button for more daily Reddit stories.